It's time to now invite the panel of experts for In Conversation. The theme is Challenges and Opportunities in Leadership and Management. For the moderator, may I now invite Mr. Abdul Rashid Mohammed, Director Compliance and Internal Audit, University of Sharjah. Dr. Khurram Nawaz, Managing Partner, Alpha Consulting and Training, FZ LLC, Director from Canada. Please welcome him on the stage. Mr. Adnan Mohammed bin Abdullah, Founder and Managing Director, ICHAN International Educational Technologies, Research and Development, Dubai. Dr. Mohan Lal Agarwal, Professor and Director, Research and Continuing Education, MCM College of Management, Dubai. Mr. Keshav, Chief Engineer and Head Projects Technology and Customer Relations, KSCB Limited, Kerala.
I think 7 years ago, first time when I came to this Congress, I think I was 30 years younger than today, from knowledge. All what we heard today, this morning about the leadership, and I have 3 professors, doctors from different universities. Those universities are academic universities, but Alim Congress is a practical, professional university. Hundreds and thousands people have learned from this platform. They secured early leadership jobs, senior leadership jobs, and today they are part of the major groups of the organizations. I'm one of them. I got the opportunity to attend this congress. I got the opportunity to be a key speaker, and today I'm the moderator. All credit goes to Dr. Rashid. Please give me my hand. These words, you heard this morning, and these buzzwords we here to inspire, encourage, empower, motivate, admire, positive, respected, effective, passionate, strategic, visionary, and now becoming more and more agile, agility. It's coming more and more excellence in everything, honest, role model, etc., etc. Recently, I heard from Jack Welch, because he's one of my mentors, like Abdullah, and he preaches that every leader has to be a chief meaning officer. Chief meaning officer. If you see these books and see the books published here, these are the messages from deep of heart with the passion which Dr. Rashid is spreading across. If I just give the names already announced, Dr. Mohan is my always mentor and teacher. He debates, you are teacher. I say, no, I'm the teacher. So, welcome, Mr. Mohan. Mr. Das, all the way coming from Kerala, India. We are privileged and honored, and thank you very much, Mr. Das, for being here with us this morning. Mr. Adnan, you can see the mid-age young leader, and when he will reach my age, I'm sure he will have minimum 20 different organizations on his business card. Thank you very much, Adnan. And Dr. Khurram, he's another mentor which I have for the past many years, and he's a guru of the quality standards and quality awards. I will start with my academic guru. UAE has a vision, an agenda of 2021. What's your take on it? That all academic leadership, they are well prepared, and what kind of challenges they are facing today?
Good morning, everyone. First of all, please allow me to offer my gratitude to Dr. Alim. He's not just a leader in every way and everything that he does, but he also changes lives of people individually. So I would like to really salute you, sir, for everything that you do. This is my 10th year in UAE. I came here in 2008, having been dean and president of the college. And very quickly, after a few years of being an observer, I I noticed the three challenges that UAE was facing from the academic level, and then how academic institutions are responding to the need of leadership. Number one challenge that we all are facing, and is still facing in many parts of the UAE very big time, but which is an opportunity, but still we have to take it as an assignment, as a challenge, and that is that most of the students who are in the universities, they are first generation undergraduates or first generation masters, which means that they do not have necessarily the required support within the family as well as within the community. And in other words, that the role of a teacher is not just a delivery boy in the class, but the role of a teacher is to be a mentor to them outside the class also. Why? Because as I mentioned, there is no community and family support for the things that they are doing. Number one point that I noticed. Number 2 point which I noticed was that most of the students were driven to the purpose, not necessarily by the external party, where I include teachers also, but they were driven by their own peers, their own family members, their own friends. Just to give you one example, that if one student joined MBA program, then probably he or she will bring 10. And if that particular person leaves for any reason, and mostly it is a disappointment with the way the education is being given to them, then we do not lose one student. We usually lose 15 to 20 students. In other words, we are also seeing this leadership of peer nature rather than just from outside. The third thing that we also notice quickly is that the government has such an ambitious agenda, such amazing agenda that they need leaders among the local communities also and rather quickly. And this leadership has to be quality-based leadership rather than leadership just through the degrees or diplomas or any other kind of certification. So how universities and colleges should respond to that? First of all, of course, I mentioned earlier that faculty has to be really a mentor. The word mentor has never assumed greater significance, in my opinion, than the word here in UAE. In the words that we have not only just a sense of, I would say, service, but we also have a sense of duty for the country that has invited us, that is hosting us for that particular purpose. The second is that new tools and new methods are to be devised. I will just mention 3, and then I will leave the panel members to also dwell upon it as well as add to it. The first, very important is that a course of leadership became a core course. In other words, it was not an elective course. So each and every student in management, and I am speaking from a very limited perspective of management, business education. So from that point of view, I'll say each and every business school made it a mandatory course on leadership. And then the leadership course was not just given by academic faculty, but in conjunction with the business leaders of this particular region. So that's the first thing that we did. In other words, that it cannot be taught by the books that we have. Of course, we have wonderful books of our very esteemed Dr. Ali, who is not talking like an academic, but he's talking like a person who lives what he says every day. He's not just walking the talk, he lives the talk. So this was the first point in terms of curriculum. The second thing that we did was, and I'm very proud to be one of the probably pioneers in that, and hopefully some people recognize that also, and which is development of cases, development of regional cases, local cases, MNRP cases, based on this particular innovation, leadership, and sustainability. Now, when you bring those cases to the classroom, as well as in the interaction with the students are able to correct. I have not less than 8 or 9 ready cases on His Highness Sheikh Zayed himself, on the year of his Sheikh Zayed leadership. Now, all those particular things, they have done fantastic work on that. So therefore, this is the second chain. The third, and which is very important for any college, if it doesn't do it, I'm afraid it is committing a sin. It's not a mistake, but it's, and which is travel study programs. Travel study programs means that take these students from your college to a country, show them the leadership models of others, and at the same time, maybe for 10 days, maybe for 15, which we call global immersion programs. Now these global immersion programs can be two-way. So therefore, for the first time probably in Dubai, I brought in the last 10 years, not less than 150 or maybe 200, I would make American MBA students to Dubai to learn leadership from Dubai. In other words, what I'm trying to say is that leadership is a two-way traffic to learn. It is not just one. So therefore, number one, I mean, we have very esteemed Dr. Nagpal here, who is the chairman of a very, very well-known institution in this country. He knows very much what we are saying. And that is that we really need to create leaders who understand the ground rules, who understand the background, and who are prepared to go for the next mile. This is how, sir, we have from academic. I know that you have already branded me as an academic thing, but I would like to, with all humility say that academic institutions are not academic, especially business schools. Business schools teach practices, create practices, and many times teach practices even to the people who are practicing. So therefore, to that extent, the bridge between the academics and practices is not that large as far as business education is concerned. But with this thing, I will come back on more, but at this moment I just wanted to lay the groundwork for learning leadership in this part of the world, contextualizing very much about you.
Thank you, sir. I think quality of education, talented faculty, research-based academic effort, the fundamentals. I will definitely go back to Professor G. Dr. G. and ask him the same question. What he thinks the challenges the leadership is having today to meet the vision of 2021. I come back to Dr. Mr. Adnan bin Abdullah. Mr. Adnan, how you feel? You are among us in the middle there. You are seeing the technology part and you are seeing the scenario part also. How do you see the leadership today? What do you mean by leadership? There are two things in the all panels. I will suggest this is the theme of today's session. The leadership challenges and opportunities. How we can cultivate opportunities to meet these challenges which we have today. Yes,
Yeah, thank you very much. In fact, leadership is, for me, the leadership is anything that can be perceived and conceived, then can be achieved. So, leadership, it's a huge notion to understand about and to talk about. Dr. Rashid, I think he already gave us some insight about it. I'll talk about the education and the challenges happening in UAE with education. See, the matter here happens, my point of view and my experience, because I work in education. My experience being like for the last 6-7 years in education and technology as well. Generation is one of the matters. Means if we look back at 1995 when the internet started, when the revolution of the technology came, up to 2005, it's a 10 years time. Within 10 years time, a huge revolution happened here. So the generation who came in 1995, who just started to understand the technology, by 2005, technology is very far away from them. A new generation came to catch up with the technology. See, they came between two eras. Yeah. The beginning of the technology and then the second revolution of technology, when the phones came in 2007, when the iPhone came out, when the smartphone came out, when the smart technology started to, concepts started in the for the world. After almost 5 years from 2005, then new concept came is the educational technology. Now people went far away in just technology to be used for manufacturers or to be used in the industry, but now it's for education. Then the challenge is here that we have people, teachers, parents, who are already seen, they have seen the technology and the changes, but they couldn't catch up more with the technology. Still, they need more to understand and more to learn to teach the generation. So what happens is the next generation can, they understand the technology more than the parents, more than the teacher. So whatever that they give, it's for the new generation is something not really as fast as they would expect. So what will happen is that we will need this generation who came into the second revolution of technology with education to understand, because they will be the teachers for the next decade to teach the following generation. And then the following generation, they will be the changers. Now, this is happening now. Within the next 10 years, big thing will happen for technology. As per the World Economic Forum report, on 2030, we're going to be the first full-fledged online school supported with the artificial intelligence. That's mean a lot. Means that the human interaction will be very less. Yes, there will be teachers, yes, there will be parents, yes, everything will be there. But at that time, we need people who really understand fast about the technologies.
So now what's your take on when it is generally stated and said that every leader loves reading?
Yeah.
Every leader at a minimum reads 2 books in a year. When you're saying that the human touch is gone,
Yes.
what's your take on it?
What is?
That every leader,
Yeah.
generally said that every leader reads.
Yes.
They read and read and read.
Yeah.
Minimum 2 big books are read by every leader.
Yes. See,
When the technology is coming, what do you think?
see, of course, I mean, reading, it's for sure, no debate that reading is something that, I mean, the number one learning source. But now the technology is coming up and different multimedia comes there, then the learning can be done through that one. So reading can be done through this one. So you don't need just a book. The book can be also a physical thing, which is good. We can do that. So technology.
Great answer. Great comments, Mr. Abrar. On the same note, the big data, artificial intelligence, rapid change in technology, the consistent primary business enables today. So I will go back to Dr. Khurram. What's your take on this? In this era, what are the challenges and opportunities for women?
Thank you very much. Muhammad already highlighted about the technology. I think that one of the difficult challenges, as well as an opportunity, that the leaders are going to face soon, is with respect to the artificial intelligence. What is happening, if you realize that the pace that technology is changing worldwide is so rapid that we are not able to cope up, whether we are in the industry or academia or anywhere. So what is happening, it is said now that the technology is becoming one of the reinforcer for the catalyst for the globalization. So what is happening for that globalization? Now developed countries are thinking that the globalization is becoming very fast. Sorry, they are not becoming very fast, but the developing countries are thinking this is becoming very fast. Why this is happening? Because the developed countries want to be globalization very soon. Okay. But the developing countries are thinking that this globalization is becoming a problem. So what is going to happen for leadership? Basically, a lot of organizations, they want to move on the robotics in future, and they want to move on artificial intelligence. Currently, for example, the Amazon and Toyota, for many of their distributor centers and plants, they have actually removed the laborers, manpower, and they are putting actually the robots with inbuilt with the artificial intelligence. So I think the major challenge the people are going to face that, leaders particularly, how they have to cope up with this artificial intelligence, robotics technology, and the IT technology in future. With simultaneously the challenge which they will face, on one side is opportunity, on the other side is challenge. If they cope up with this challenge, that challenge will become the enabler for this as an opportunity. If they are not coping up with this challenge, this will become a barrier for the leadership. And just the another challenge with the same scenario they are going to face that is with respect to how to handle the manpower, where the labor will go. When we are going to put the robots with the artificial intelligence, it will improve, it will grow, where the workforce will go. Okay. That is a challenge going to be faced by the leaders in future. So I think the most important point is that the leaders, how they learn, they continue to learn as they move on the upward ladder. Their study, their learnings from all the, whether it's artificial intelligence, it's technology, it's globalization, or any subject, that need to be more than the people under them. What I have observed in the other way around, the people don't have a time at the high ladder and they don't learn up to that pace which keeps them abreast. They don't have a time. They are busy on that. But that artificial intelligence, technology, robotics, and the manpower issues are going to be a critical challenges soon with many industries worldwide. Now, the last point onto this will the large size companies, blue chip companies, the companies who have the huge capital, they might be coping up with this one. But how the SMEs will be aligning with them, that will become an issue as well. So leaders have to think from this perspective how to go in this direction.
Thank you very much. These are, I think this will be the challenge, but I'm sure the leaders, they are working on it. As more and more technological advancement is happening, it is said what will happen to the human capital, where they will go. But in reality, the technology will bring much more opportunities for people to be engaged.
I'm sorry, but I just want to add some points here, which is very important. You mentioned about the big data. And what is the challenge? Now, the artificial intelligence, the machine learning will learn faster, more. They will understand us exactly, our patterns, daily patterns, understanding our interests, everything about our life. Today we have maybe a small example, which is going to evolve more, which is Google. You go to Google today, do some search, you go somewhere else, they are chasing you, they're popping up things for you. That is a small example. You go, for example, you go to Zomato to find a restaurant, or Booking.com to find a hotel, or name them. And then you go to Google, and then you go back to, for instance, your Facebook or Instagram, and then they're popping up. So this is the pattern they have to understand. Then imagine this on the education part. Educational part, that the machine is going to learn faster and faster and faster. Means that the teachers should be even more, they should learn faster than the machine. So that is also a challenge. So leadership need to understand how to deal with this in the future.
Very true. I think Dr. Mohan and Dr. Ajit will agree. In university, this is one of the challenges, that how the faculty members can have more advanced technological knowledge than the students. But the students, they are sharp and they use the iPads every time. I go to Mr. Das now, and again, thanks for coming. And I see that you have crises back home, Palestine, rain. I don't know how you arrived at the airport, but it was not easy for you to come. It's generally said that leaders are born with virtue or talent. Or it it can be acquired through behavioral trainings. What's your take on it? And what do you see the opportunity and challenges in this?
Thanks to Dr. Rashid Ali and all my colleagues. Today our conference started by mentioning that leadership cannot be taught, it has to be learned, practiced, observed and demonstrated. But there are multiple schools of thoughts. The leadership is a born talent or a virtue, or most of the traits come genetically inherited. But another school of thought says that leaders are made. Whatever may be the skills or abilities, it can be acquired through the right kind of training. Of course, there's a behavioral training also. It is mentioned by Dr. Rashid Ali rightly, sir, it is both an art and a science. So, the artistical elements of traits normally get inherited. There is, of course, you cannot deny that there is some kind of abilities that come through the born features. But it is really built up or acquired or learned through the process of your evolution in the experience you demonstrate right from your childhood to the high levels of responsibility. Research has shown that 30% to 20 to 30% is born traits or features, but 70 to 80% is the acquired or the training or the leadership qualities that comes through the behavioral process. That is where exactly this Ali Knowledge Center is really providing this kind of platform where we can, because nobody is perfect. Everyone has some kinds of dysfunctional features in their personality. So how much of them become self-awareness? Where is my dysfunctional features? How I can overcome it? So coming to that kind of self-awareness level, IQ, the intelligence quotient level, then to the emotional balance level, EQ, and of course the latest, as rightly told by our chairman, that the spiritual quotient is. All these things kinds a tremendous learning has to happen. So whatever are their born features that require to be fine-tuned, shaped again and again in the process of you moving up the ladder of the leadership. So there is no defined full stop to the whole process. Every day is a new day. There are opportunities and challenges coming. Technology leading to all the disruptions. So all these disruptions lead to the change. So we are dealing with people. When you speak about leadership, you show them the purpose. You inspire them, so you take them through these teams. So there are a lot of stress, these kinds of concerns during the technology disruptions. They don't have the right skills. So how I can acquire these kinds of skills? So these kinds of managing the change, even the long-term vision need a lot of flexibility. You cannot say that I am moving in always this direction. So probably you have to change the way because of the changes that is coming up in the environment. So all this requires, there is tremendous scope for learning also. So it is both a born feature. To me, it's a matter of to be debated. Of course, my panelists will have definitely the viewpoints from their side. But I would say that there is a born content, but that need to be fine-tuned, reshaped through the conscious process of the behavioral training. Behavioral training is that actually we deal with the circumstance, the situations, and we understand how we behave to or how we respond to those situations and where are my gaps. So consciously being aware of my own dysfunctionalities and building up these points is the right way. So you can build exceptional features. But of course, the leadership for the long sustainability has to be grounded and anchored around your principles, your values, your ethics and moralities. All this comes inculcated in your early childhood. So where is the role of your parents, your teachers, the education? So a lot of leadership or initiatives of the things attitudes and qualities get formed or cemented into your early childhood experience. So this also has to be looked at. So this is my point of view. It's both art and science and learning, and both features has to be reshaped and continuously adapted to the changing environments to remain successful.
Great comments. And I summarize someday, leaders are born with some qualities. However, they need to be explored and shaped properly. Before I go to the audience for the question, I want to take this liberty and opportunity to have Dr. Ajit Kumar here. I would like to ask him what he feels the vision and the agenda of 2021 UAE has. Are our academic leaders, institutions, they are well prepared? I'll bring it.
Having started my career as in medicine, I had the great opportunity of diversifying into management science and ultimately into economics. And I'll be sharing some of the events that during the leadership program. But having learned that, I strongly believe that health and education are the most significant economic drivers of a nation. And therefore, public policy must be designed in such a way which promotes both health and education and provides universal and equitable access to health and education. Not necessarily to the government, not necessarily to the public sector organizations, but also through public-private partnership. And I strongly believe that for success of 2021, we need to have public policy which incentivizes investment by the private sector into social welfare of the nation. This is what my theme has been, and I strongly believe we should take it forward. I hope I've tried to answer any questions.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It was a liberty. Someone from our audience would like to ask any question to the panelists, please?
Hello. Good morning, everyone. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. My name is Murad, and my question is about leadership, of course, because the topic of the day is on leadership. I would like to ask the panel and get their opinion on this. Technology has changed the way we learn, because I'm young, I'm from the technology generation. I want to get your opinion on how technology is changing education. Like the students in universities have other sources to learn now. They're not much concerned whether they'll be able to learn everything in class because they have many options to learn from outside class. So how, and I think faculty right now should focus more on interpersonal skills, engage them with people so they can improve their interaction skills. So I would like to take your opinion on this. How do you find a solution to this? Thank you.
Yes, please.
Thank you, panel. Allow me to add 2 cents of mine on this very important question that Murad has asked. There are 2 ways, Murad, in which we are responding to the leadership challenge in academic institutions. Number 1 is that we are using what we call flipped classroom style. In flipped classroom style, we are not just using the traditional classroom, but we are using educational technology to provide the learning experience, not necessarily within the class, but away from the classrooms. So this flipped classroom is a very wonderful technique that we are using now. The second, and by the way, this flipped classroom has also brought in the new concept which we call blended learning. So in this blended learning, the whole course will be, let us say, 20 sessions of 3 hours, 4 hours, will be given in just 9 hours in the class, and rest of the time is given through the technology. And we have a variety of tools to provide that kind of thing. Second, and which is not very much explored, and I hope one day, someday, with maybe with the blessing of Dr. Abdul, we can have what we call simulation teaching. Simulation is technically, it is technology centric. It is actually centric on two things. First, technology, and second, decision making. So decision making and technology both help through the simulations to teach. So no more PowerPoints, no more videos, no more the way we walk, talk and chalk, no way that we just talk and feel wonderful that we have done that. We facilitate learning and leadership positions because we create teams, and those teams learn through what we call simulation-centric learning or simulation-centric teaching. So this is the way we are responding to the child. Please keep in mind that we will never be able to catch with you as far as your knowledge of technology is concerned. We will never learn because your mind is fresh, your energy is greater than ours, and inshallah you will think more clearly than we can think. So therefore, what we can provide you as elders or teachers, we can provide you reflection. We can provide you the way to deal with this particular technology as well as use. So we will never be able to compete with you in terms of technology. So therefore, many times when people say that teachers have to know more than the students in terms of technology, respectfully I disagree with that. Because no teacher ever, even in the best technology institutions, MIT and others, will know more than the students as far as technology is concerned. But what they can provide is the context, they can provide the pathway, and they can provide a reflective method how to use that particular technology in the decision making that they are making. Remember, leaders do not know technology. Leaders know how to use technology to lead the organizations that they are. So therefore, we never feel ashamed or embarrassed that we do not know technology. Of course we know technology, but not as much as you know, not as much as you should know, because that's the Darwin rule. So therefore, from that point of view, number one is the flipped classroom, and number two is the simulation. I was talking to Dr. Ali a few times before also, that sir, there is a very, very big deal now that we should train and teach people through simulations, not just through the PowerPoints and others. That's what we want. This is my 2 cents to your question.
Are you talking about technology? It's not only the education sector, it's in the commercial world also. The way technological advancement is there, the leaders, the challenge they have is to bring down the technology in use at every layer of the organization.
In my opinion, the one word is a miraculous word when we talk about leadership, and that is the character. I personally feel that when there is no character, the leadership fails somehow sooner or later. Now, what we have seen that when we go with the passage of time, from where we see we learn the character, either how the kids are being grown by the family, by the society, and by the education which is acting from the classes. Okay. If the technology is really giving the people a lot of opportunities, they can go without the classes. If the technology is really teaching them the character also with respect to the education, perfectly all right, nothing wrong, they don't need to go to the class or anything else. If the technology is putting up, for example, reinforcement, okay, with the character building, then we definitely follow the technology. So it definitely, as Dr. Sebhan said, there are different ways, you can use the technology for different ways, okay, and however, I personally feel that the focus has to be on character building, which really reinforce the leadership as a leader.
This technology, how it is helping this education, what we have to really take care of is that technology should be used or limited to the extent it facilitates the whole process of education. It should not be a substitute to many of the already, for example, we are speaking about the smart classrooms, virtual classrooms, online libraries, augmented realities. So all these put the people in a virtual world. So as Sir was rightly telling, the face-to-face interaction, the real world. So the living in the real world and feeling the warmth and difficulties of the real world, that should also come part of the education. So that should not be compromised while everything goes smart. So this one point is to be touched upon in the education when technology is heavily and intensively used. And there is also one danger of the cyber security, privacy attacks and all this. That is also one concern. Yes, Mr.
Today, maybe we are just conceiving whatever is happening today, but within a 10-year time, student will not be student will not be waiting for the institutes or the universities to teach them. They will have the full tools to learn by themselves. Yes, there is one thing that they will need. They will need a mentoring, because nowadays it's happening. The student, the youngsters, whatever that he talks to them, say, okay, we read about it, we know about it, but they are not aware how to use it. So they will need a mentoring. Yes, they will need that. The schools should be there, everything should be there, but the style will change. That will happen. So of course, this is my opinion, but I can see it.
I think that's very true, and I appreciate you having difference of opinion, because that's how the new generation, young generation is, and that's the reality. And when we talk about agile environment, agile working environment, having flexibility and adaptability, we leaders, the senior people, experienced people, need to respect the difference of opinion, because the young people, they will differ with our experience. So therefore, I absolutely agree, and that's what happens when you have the youngs around.
Hi, my name is Hassan Habib, I'm representing Media Consult, and I had a few comments to this question, but I won't take long. I understand the time is short. One of the short comments was around tolerance and the exposure to discomfort, which comes from experiences in leadership. And if you don't have that from the very beginning, early days of your life, even as a child, then you're not very likely to develop into that, because your first 7 years in this world are where you shape your personality. After that, you're more or less shaped. You can only derive out of what you have become. And you no longer have the infinite possibilities after age 8 or 9 tops from a science perspective. My question to the perhaps education panelists is that now we are in an era, just like the gentleman over here posed a question, where the education is going through a revolution and evolution of how someone perceives knowledge and consumes it, and then also then applies it. In a lot of parts of the world, including starting from the West, of course, everything starts over there for some reason. They have accepted, admitted, and facilitated through system education through non-formalized channels, right? So I learned something on my own through YouTube channels, whatever it could be. I'm just giving an hypothetical an example. And I would like to now go apply it in the world, but I do not have a degree because I didn't go through a formal channel of education. But the West has accepted and facilitated that, where you can actually earn degrees, you can earn qualifications, even having that kind of homeschooling college or so. So what is the education system here in this part of the world doing in terms of having that as a process and towards the vision or towards the evolution of education?
Official online university in UAE is Hamdan Smart University. They are fully operating online, and they are certifying the student with a bachelor, master, PhD, all these degrees. So this is what will happen for the rest of the college and institutes and all this.
So I'm associated with the same university, Hamdan University, now almost for 10 years. And I have seen the evolution the way you have mentioned, teaching at almost all levels of their technology as well as things, and also helping them create this simulation kind of thing. But what is happening, sir, and which is probably the answer to your question, that there has to be a little bit mindset change also at the level of the regulators. at the level of the ministry. I do not know why, but in many cases, the education achieved through technology does not receive the respect as well as the recognition that you receive in a physical environment, like for instance universities and all that. Right? In my opinion, this particular thing needs to be resolved in a good way, because if we do not take this, then universities like Hamdan will continue to suffer or be challenged by them. Even though, believe me, I'm not here as their spokesperson or I'm not being paid to promote them, but I have seen some of the best students in this part of the world where I have the honor to be with them in Hamdan University. Unfortunately, this particular country understands it, this particular region understands it, but not the rest of the world. And therefore, to that extent, the PhD program which you mentioned of Hamdan University will always have a challenge in other parts of the world, because they will think as if the technology is providing an education which is not traditional and therefore not respectable. I would like that particular point to be challenged. Hopefully, one day with some people, they will change this particular mindset. Number one point. Number two point, I would like to say that don't take any other way. Every time I come to Dr. Alim's presence, I feel energized and feel a new sense of purpose. Today, I received another source of purpose, even though the lady may not know, and that is Dr. Dina. And when I met her, I found out that there are three things which are happening, which also need to be recognized in leadership. Number one is gender. Gender also is very important role in terms of leadership. And I believe that women leadership has to be encouraged the same way we are encouraging leadership. More women leaders, much better change, much better transformation. Because these people have what we call androgynous personality. They have a female characteristics, and when they become leader, they have also those male characteristics associated with that. As a result, they become androgynous personality. And today's manager doesn't have to be male or female. Today's manager has to be androgynous, which has characteristics of both gender in gender schema. And therefore, that particular thing will work very well with your caring attitude, which is women, decisive, domineering, taking decisions, which is male. Probably if we have those two things together, I think that will be wonderful. Second thing, please do not speak about leadership development without a context. Please bring a context. And that context will be at which level we are talking about leadership. Leadership also has levels. Like for instance, this particular country needs very urgently second level of leadership. Second level of leadership is family-owned business as well as government. We have to have people who are ready to take over. The people who have created this wonderful place. And they have to take. Unfortunately, in very few cases it has happened. It is still the founder leader who are running the businesses, and second line of leadership, I am afraid, is not getting highlighted. I would say probably in some cases, honorable exceptions, but otherwise that particular part. So second line of leadership development has become a focus of our attention. Third, I have to just very quickly mention my experience with Google when I was teaching at California State University. We all know that Google is among the best organizations in the world in terms of employment, in terms of everything, and if you go inside, the work environment is absolutely amazing. And yet they were losing people. Many people thought that this is a motivation problem. I beg to disagree, and that's where we provided our findings. We said it is not a motivation problem. It is a micro leadership. It is a micro leadership problem. And that micro leadership problem is, even though the Google was providing the kind of money to the people to stay within the organization, to fund their dreams, but they said, no, we don't want your money because we will not be the owner of that particular idea. Google will be the owner of the idea, even though you are giving us very big share-based leadership style. But we are not comfortable because we are not the masters of our destiny. In my opinion, micro leadership is also as much important. I'm not talking here leadership of small and medium enterprises. I'm not talking.
I think
My
that's good.
leadership is within.
Thank you very much. I just take to Mr. Dasa on the same topic. We see today, we observe that women are more and more getting the leading seats. What's your view on it?
Yeah,
Is it because of the leadership
It's a
skills?
large touched upon the aspect.
Please.
So I will just add few points to that matter. 2 months, I think 2 to 3 months back, Obama was telling more and more women should come into leadership. I have a problem with men. I don't mean that it should be a right view. I'm not telling that, but he has spelled out that out of his experience. And a very recent research has surveyed among 52,000 leaders, and they have found women as more efficient, effective, and more principle-centered, ethics-based leaders who can really bring in sustained success in the society. So I believe that UAE, I'm in UAE now. UAE is a country which gives a lot of importance to women, respect to women, provisions for empowerment of women. Absolutely. I believe, Dr. Rashid sir also will agree to this.
I have same problem with Obama.
I was just mentioning about the comment only, because it is in favor of women, I just added that only. So even this UAE cabinet has almost 11 or more ministers, women ministers. So what could be the reason that more and more women are coming into leadership and they are proving to be more successful? It's definitely because they have, he was touching about the heart and mind concept of leadership. So woman has more heart and mind. I'm not telling there are male person who doesn't have this, but more and more women have the ability to put this heart and mind both into their workplace. So we are dealing with human beings. So how to get engaged with them, how to be affectionate with them, how to take care of them, how to be with their stress conditions. And women, they are the home ministers. Definitely home minister is powerful than the prime minister.
So thus I think actually we should not be worried about how we guide them or how we lead them, etc., etc. Reality is, in University of Sharjah, for example, 75% are female students. If you see today, the grades percentage, and my colleagues from universities will agree with me, they have much, much more higher grades, the females, than the males. So this is a natural evolution. We, men's leaders, should be worried and prepare ourselves how we can be agile and accept them as the leaders. As the leaders. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, Mr. Adnan, you want to?
There's very important thing I remember. There was a post yesterday on social media. It was very beautiful post by Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, the Prime Minister and the ruler of Dubai. He was talking about the leadership. He said we have enough politicians as a leadership. We need a real leadership. And do you have right to understand it?
See, I think to your questions. The value system, belief systems, principles versus rules-based management of a business. In light of Enron, Lehman Brothers, other so many scandals in the recent past. In that light, Mr. Horan, I would like to ask you, how the corporate governance and enterprise risk management plays a role and how the leaders can prevent and help these kind of incidents.
Thank you. First of all, quick comment on the first topic. In my opinion,
We are really scared of this, we don't want to give up.
Yeah, it's a very quick opinion. In my opinion, it's a matter of exposure. I don't think that this is better or this is not better, or this is not better, this is better. It's not a matter of that. It's a matter of experiences exposures someone has gone through over the years, whether it's any gender, and then they exercise that. They learn from that, they exercise that. This is my opinion. Coming to the questions she just mentioned. Just after 2007, 8 and 9 economic recession, in 2011, KPMG has done one research worldwide. And they wanted to see that why everything happened. What they learned? They learned that there are two type of people who are culprit for this whole meltdown. The one, the leaders of the organizations who actually became unethical. And the second one was that the people who served longer in the organization and now reached to the ladder, which is the senior management ladder. So organizations were having a trust on them, and they have shaken that trust. That was the two culprit the KPMG research was saying is happening. Now what was happening? The unfortunate was that the organizations, industries, okay, they were going through with a rule-based governance system. We have to do this in this way. We have to do it this way. This is a policy. Don't move here. Don't do this one. The things have changed. We have to have a principle-based organizations, which is, for example, fair dealing, mutual respect. All these are the principles, which are the universal morals. If the organization moves from the rule-based to the principle-based, the corporate world starts working. So this was a common problem happening. And what was happening when this was rule-based, the organization's leaders start thinking the risk which they want to achieve through their vision and the objectives, they always see the negative risk. How to treat it, what may go wrong. In the principle-based governance environment in the organization, they see the negative risk as well as the positive risk, which are the opportunities. So negative risks, okay, from the proper principle-based governance in the organizations, they need to be treated, mitigated. But that positive risk, which are the opportunities, need to be exploited. That is the difference. I think in the leadership challenge is coming that how to move from the rule-based organizations, whether it's any organization, academia, non-academia, okay, any sector, towards the principle-based. And how the governance system and looking the risk from both sides, from this perspective is happening. It is an opportunity, but if not happens, it will become a challenge.
I think that's true. We have to move towards the value belief system where people can work and act in a way that develops a culture of doing the right things in the right way. I've been a learner for the time is over. But I can ask the audience for any one question, please. If someone wants to like to ask any one question.
Well, my name is Dina Nahdi. Since Dr. Mohan has mentioned my name, I must say that I think the women in leadership status is not something new, and it's not something that is to be innovated. This is historical. I mean, and it's also, as Dr. Lim said, leadership is not something that is given, or it's not. This is something that comes by nature. It comes by practice. It comes by things that are being done on a daily basis. Now, there's one thing that from the previous discussion that you had, when you were talking about the difference between the current, the previous way of teaching and the new one. So we're talking about the simulations technology versus the old way of teaching. There's one thing that we're missing out on. We cannot depend totally on technology, and since the new years is all about technology, we cannot also purely depend on the traditional way. But we're missing out on the leadership skills when it comes to role play. So yes, we need the education, we need the one-to-one, we need the professors and the mentors, and we need the simulations, and we need all the new latest technology, but we need to have role playing, real life, going out and doing real life practice. That is the way that they should really be learning, and this is what we're missing out on.
Opinion? I think she well said. Well, I would like to thank the panelists. Thank you very much, Mr. Mohan. For all the time.
Thank you to the panel for their views. As they say that never forget that only dead fish swim against the stream. So nobody was against you. May I request His Excellency Dr. Rashid to join us on the stage and do the honors to the panel members.